Greetings fellow Decepticons, Sound Blaster 1987 here with another animation review mini vlog. Today I'll be going over one of my first and all-time favourite Transformers cartoons, Robots in Disguise 2001. This is an anime adaptation from the Japanese series Fight! Super Robot Lifeform Transformers Car Robots from the year 2000, which features a brand new leader of the Autobots called Fire Convoy fighting off a group of Predacons led by Gigatron, who were of course later renamed Optimus Prime and Megatron for the American adaptation for the sake of keeping things sort of connected together with the rest of the brand, and obviously recognisable character names for the toy shelves and such. In the Japanese series, Car Robots was supposed to be an extension of Generation 1, trying to lead the Beast era back into the original robots returning to vehicles kind of thing, in an alternate timeline of some sort. But I'll go into the complexities of that in another video. For now I'm going to focus on the anime series itself, the characters, and some of the additional repaints for the toy line. So, Robots in Disguise is yet another of those brand confusion Transformers catchphrases that keeps getting reused umpteen times for multiple different things. There was the Transformers Prime Deluxe and Voyager size class figures called Robots in Disguise, the IDW publishing comic books also called Robots in Disguise, the 2015 cartoon series that was a sequel to Prime, also called Robots in Disguise, and it's basically the tagline of the entire franchise because of their ability to blend into the natural environment of Earth with vehicles and such. But in terms of actual series called Robots in Disguise, the 2001 anime was the first. Basically, a genius scientist called Dr. Onishi was kidnapped by the Predacon leader Megatron, and his son Koji Onishi teams up with the Autobots in order to rescue his father from the Predacons. Optimus Prime, Ultra Magnus, the Autobot brothers of Sideburn, Prowl and X-Brawn, the Rail Racer Combiner team and the Landfill Combiner team are all new designs for the original Car Robots version of the series, but the Autobot Spy Changers, as well as Skids and Toyline and Fortress Maximus, are repaints of existing figures. Specifically, Toyline comes from the, Robot Masters Wrecker Hook mould, which was also Machine Wars Hoist and G2 Hubcap beforehand. And of course, Skids was the Machine Wars Mirage mould. The Spy Changers were the G2 GoBots. And then of course there's the Predacons, where Megatron is the only new mould. So, there's the legendary Sky-Byte, whose voice actor Peter Spelos I met at TF Nation 2019, rest in peace. And, of course, he comes from a legendary Transmetal 2 Cybershark mould. As for the other Predacon trio of Slapper, Gasgunk and Darkscream, they come from the Beast Wars Transmetal 2 basic class figures, Spitor, Night Glider and Stink Bomb respectively. Stink Bomb has very few changes to turn into Gasgunk, literally just his spark crystal is turned from Maximal to Predacon, whereas Night Glider and Spitor receive brand new colour decos, as Slapper and Darkscream. Darkscream is supposed to be kind of like the Starscream of the series in some ways, with the annoyingly grating voice and the similar sounding name and the fact that he can fly. But, of course, Sky-Byte is the true second-in-command of the Predacons, taking on more of a sort of Soundwave type role of the devout loyalist who sometimes slips up but is always willing to do what it takes to make it up to Megatron as a result. Then there's the Decepticons. There's only 6 in the series. Scourge, who's a black repaint of G2 Laser Optimus Prime as Black Convoy as he was in Japan. He was the progenitor of what we now call the Nemesis Prime archetype of repaints of Optimus Prime in black, silver and teal with red eyes. Then, of course, there's the G1 Combaticons who were retooled in the animation department to be more toy accurate design-wise. Now in wildly different colours as the, Combatrons as they were called in Japan, which was the Japanese name of the G1 Combaticons team as well. So, they're called the Commandos in the American series. So, Onslaught became Mega Octane, Blastoff became Movor, Vortex became Rotor, Swindle became Rollbar, and Brawl became Armorhide. And the combined form of Bruticus has become Ruination, which, to be fair, is definitely the best repaint variant of the Bruticus molds I've ever seen. I mean, anything is better than that G2 nonsense that they came up with in the 90s. But I digress. Ultra Magnus and Optimus Prime have the ability to combine into Omega Prime when they fuse their components of the Matrix of Leadership together into one. And of course the Omega Prime combination is also voiced by Daniel Riordan, the voice of Megatron, and Galvatron, who I also met at TF Nation 2018. And Optimus Prime himself is voiced by Neil Kaplan, who later went on to voice Emperor Zarkon of the Galra Empire in the Netflix series Voltron Legendary Defender in 2017. But I'll review that series another time. Now, unfortunately the Robots in Disguise 2001 series was adapted for US audiences at a very bad time indeed. Not that America and Japan knew it at the time, of course, because the September 11th 9/11 attacks disrupted the, dubbing of the dialogue, and some of the visual scenes of domestic destruction had to be edited out of some of the episodes that were rebroadcast after the September 11th attacks to minimize the references to local destruction of buildings as a result of collateral damage from the battles between the Autobots and the Predacons. Now, of course, one of the other main breakout stars of this series, in addition to Sky-Byte and the idea of Optimus Prime turning into a fire engine, which both Cybertron and animated cartoon forms also depicted later on, another of the breakout stars of this series was Tai, the so-called daughter of the Teletran 1 computer, who was basically just a holographic interface for the Autobots' headquarters. Although no official, fully functional, articulated action figures of Tai or Koji Onishi have been ever released, there have been a few Japan-exclusive statues and such of these characters. And of course, the main breakout star of the series, Sky-Byte, has had several reiterations and toys over the years, including the Freddy Verti Generations toy based on his IDW Comics design, and also the Transformers Cyberverse 2018 animated series in his later seasons also featured a few Sky-Byte toys. He was also the leader of the G1 repaints of the Energon Sharticon mold in the BotCon 2010 set. Of course, he wasn't voiced by Peter Spellos in Cyberverse, but whoever did the voice definitely did their research. There were a few other repaints in the RID 2001 toy line in America as well, including a bludgeon repaint of the G2 Hero Megatron and Archforce mold, as well as the first ever release of the Beast Wars Neo Saberback Stegosaurus mold in the US as Dinobot Snarl, as part of the RID 2001 and Universe 2003 crossover line of Dinobot molds that were gathered from mostly the Japanese end of the Beast Wars in slightly more G1-ish colours. I'll get into the details of that in another video. But, having said that, that more or less concludes my review of RID 2001, apart from the fact that the combination of Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus into Omega Prime also provides the Autobot brothers, Prowl, Sideburn and X-Brawn, with a powered up, supercharged mode repaint, which also gave them additional repaint for the toy line. And of course the RID 2001 molds have been used in other toy lines as well, such as the Universe 2003 line, in which X-Brawn became Ratchet and Optimus Prime was repainted in yellow as Splendid Convoy. The build team combiner was redone as a version of Devastator at some point, and there was a virtual redeco that never received a toy of the Rail Racer Team Bullet Train combiner as a Decepticon combiner that featured Astro Train, that was part of a Facebook exclusive Ask Vector Prime question and answer page type of thing. But that concludes my review of RID 2001. Definitely a good series that's worth watching if you get the chance, both in the Japanese and English versions. I've been Sandblaster1987, thanks again for watching. My next animation review will be the Shadow Saga of the Sonic X anime as part of my Shadow the Hedgehog month in November 2024. Till then, my next overall video will be my Halloween special, the origin and history of Black Arachnia, Tarantulas and Arachnid from the Transformers franchise. My next toy review won't be until the week after next, when I'll be reviewing the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 5-inch Shadow the Hedgehog figure as the first video of my Shadow the Hedgehog month of November. Till then, till all are one.